Alright guys, I'd say this one's a look in the mirror, but at the same time I want to say I understand the MGTOW side. Before I come out to the Philippines and met my wife, I was in a relationship for 11 years and I left that relationship and I went through the hassles of trying to get access to my daughter and stuff. The interest was on my money and not my rights to see my own child. And then when your ex cancels, it's just like, well, that's all right. But if you say, well, I'm not paying because I haven't seen my child, they'll go, oh, you have to pay. Yeah, I understand it all. Believe me, I understand. It's not a case of everything's always been sweet and nice for me. I've had those experiences. And the reason I'm bringing this up today is the fact is I do think MGTOW offers a opportunity that many guys on MGTOW may not have looked at the Philippines before. One of the things I will say about the Philippines is the women are very different. But also, like I said, I'd come out of the relationship, been in it 11 years, and I was happy being single. Meeting my now wife April was all very, very random because I had never even looked at the Philippines and I wasn't even looking for a relationship. I was enjoying having extra money. Getting rid of my ex-partner, I'd had an extra £2,500 a month, so I was doing okay. At the same time, I could then focus more on work, so there was no complaints. I was actually content, and that's one of the things I do understand with the MGTOW, because a lot of people are saying, well, how are you going to survive without a woman in your life? Well, there's plenty of stuff to do. This whole media circus is driven around this drive on a sexual, almost predatorial thing. You know, you look at it in advertising and everything else. There's no focus there on simply just being content and happy, because that doesn't sell. You need to keep selling somebody stuff. You need to sell them aftershave. You need to sell perfumes. You need to sell constant feeding frenzy of trying to find something that doesn't exist, in the sense that the goals are not designed to be reached. They're designed to be changed, so you can never reach them. But the point being is, with the Philippines, I back then I was not looking at going to the Philippines. I was definitely not interested in a relationship or getting married, but I just hit it off with April, and that was it. 9 months later, arrived in the Philippines. We ended up getting married, been together over a decade now, and still as happy as when we got married. Now, the thing is, you get the right woman here, the woman will look after you. That's the point. A lot of guys will complain about, oh, Filipina this, Filipina that. One of the things I do stress that guys should do is actually look in the mirror. At the end of the day, I find a lot of women in the Philippines are easy to keep content as long as you look after them, and then they will look after you. But a lot of guys do stupid things, or they do not recognize their own faults. And that's what I want to stress on this, is take a look in the mirror. If you're on divorce number 3, why have you had those other divorces? Because it's not all the other person's fault. Myself, I have my own faults. I know I'm very blunt, and it's something that I've toned down over the years, but I worked in construction for over 25 years. You don't ask people to do something, you tell them. And if they don't do it, you sack them. That's how we work. That's business. But that's part and parcel of who I am, and I recognize that sometimes I'm a bit more aggressive than a lot of other people are, because I come from that environment. But it doesn't mean my let's just say my home life is very different from my work life. I separate the two. But I have a very, very strong marriage, strong relationship, and my wife's as committed to the relationship as I am. That is something that I know many guys struggle to find out there these days, and that's why I'm sort of highlighting the Philippines as one of those places you can still find that. But I will also say, as somebody said earlier, my uncle married a Filipina, and then once she got a green card, she left him to die on his own. If I replace Filipina with American, is everybody the same? Because I tell you what, a lot of guys marry the dumbest women I've ever met. And the reason I sort of say that quite bluntly, I know I may offend some people with saying that, is you cannot complain that you married somebody that has zero education, if they're the favorite of the family as well. They often can't cook, they don't like to clean, they don't like to do a lot. And I know some people that have got those relationships. There's a guy not far from here. His wife will go upstairs when he's got visitors. When you're out and meet each other in a mall or something, she just stands there on her mobile phone talking to her friends. That's not a relationship. That's a divorce waiting to happen. And that's why I sort of push this out there. Most of my circle are not divorced. I think there's only two in probably 300 or 400 people. And the funny thing is, the people I know that got those divorces, they will tell you themselves, I told them about their partners. I could see it before they even got married. I could see the faults in their relationships. I could see from the way their wives were. And I warned them. But at the same time, it's not for me to tell them what they need to do. I can advise. And that's the point. If you go looking for the prettiest woman you've ever seen, but she's never learned anything, she didn't finish school, never worked, no value of money, etc., etc., do not sit there and say all Filipinos are the same. They're not. You've married somebody that may not even be a gold digger. They've just got no perception of money. They've got no way of making an income. They're marrying you because it's all about the money. There's nothing else in there, you know. There's no depth to them. Their marriage is like lifting out of poverty because you've chosen somebody from a very poor family. Be aware of what you're choosing. It's the same as there's women 30 plus that have gone through bad relationships. They've gone through their own ability to be self-sufficient. They may have actually supported their family members. Like one of our friends, Mirasol, she's now in Norway. She got her, I think she got her sisters through school and stuff because I think her parents passed away. So she was like the head of the family for a long time. She's now in Norway, happily married, and at the same time, her sisters recognize that she put them through school and stuff, and they're all of working age and self-sufficient. One of her sisters is actually in America. She's married to an American. But the point is, they're all good people. And that's the point. You're looking at women from those sort of sides. Firstly, they have a moral compass. Secondly, they recognize the commitment you're making and respect what you're doing for them, as well as they will commit to you at the same level. So you are in a relationship where you've got somebody that is committed to you for life. In the same way, if you treat them with the same respect and look after them, they ain't going nowhere. They're in your corner for the rest of your life. They are there with you, not for you, with you. They stand by your side. That's your partner. And this is one of the things I want to bring up with the MGTOW stuff, is that I understand when you have all that headache with the ex-wife and all that sort of stuff. I get it. I wasn't married. I actually had less rights because I wasn't married when it comes to access to my daughter. But I get it. And you do think, I can't be bothered with this anymore. No interest. And it is something that you fundamentally just think, you know what, I don't need this crap. So I get it. I do get it. Been there. But at the same time, I'm saying the Philippines, there's a lot of good women here. A lot of good women. But put the time in. Don't go looking for trouble. You'll find it. There's plenty of young women that will quite happily go with you. But that's why you'll get guys say, don't take your partner to the US or whatever. Because they already know they will have a problem, because the relationship problem already exists. And it's not age gap. You know, a lot of people say, oh, it's the age gap. It's far worse than that. It's a lack of education. It's the lack of moral compass and other stuff that goes with somebody that's come from a community that would steal your fruit from your trees. You know, you spend months growing it, and they'll quite happily come in and steal them in the middle of the night. Yeah. If you go for somebody like that, don't sit there and say Filipinos are the same. It's sort of Filipino this, Filipino that. It's your choices. Make better choices, better decisions. Take your time. Thanks for watching.